without a doubt. Nathaniel Pendleton was born in Virginia. He fought for American independence in the Southern Campaign for 8 years and 5 months of distinguished military service, during which he was several times promoted. Later, as a young lawyer, he had a private practice and served finally as Georgia's Attorney General. He was well known by governmental and military leaders and was nominated eventually by President George Washington, whom he knew, to serve as district judge for the District of Georgia in 1789, a position he held for 11 years until he moved to New York State. While living in Savannah, Georgia, Pendleton had met, married, and started a family with Susanna Bard, the daughter of Dr. John Bard, who was an early investor in the development of Hyde Park, New York. Dr. Bard grew up in Philadelphia and was a close friend of Benjamin Franklin. You sort of getting the picture here? Susanna and Nathaniel eventually moved their family to Hyde Park, and in New York, Pendleton served as Dutchess County Judge. And you'll see on the sign that that's one of the things that we mention on the sign. He also became friends with Alexander Hamilton, among others. On July 11th, 1804, Pendleton served as his friend Hamilton's second in the duel with Aaron Burr, and later he served as executor of Hamilton's will. Pendleton's service in that capacity left him anguished over the outcome. In the years that followed, Pendleton turned his attention to purchasing wilderness land in the Adirondacks. So here's where the story becomes local, almost. New York had passed a legislative act in April 1808 that guaranteed improvement of a road from the town of Chester in Warren County to the town of Canton in St. Lawrence County. Knowing road access was essential to wilderness development, on October 27, 1808, Pendleton purchased the Ord Patent from the state of New York, a 5,000-acre tract that included a very narrow roadway, a distance of 5 to 6 miles, roughly along the southern shores of Rich Lake and Lake Harris. As we know from others, like Zacchaeus Newcomb, and later Prine and Huntington, Pendleton wasn't the largest landholder Newcomb has ever had. But he was the first, and maybe the only, whose focus was developing his land for settlement. His advertisements in the Poughkeepsie papers made it clear he wanted to sell to farmers, families, loggers, and settlers. He advertised a grist mill, a blacksmith shop, and a sawmill. A sawmill would produce lumber for frame houses, a sure sign of a civilized community that had elevated itself from log cabins. In the 10 years, from 1808 to 1818, 6 founding families settled in the new community called Pendleton. The museum's current exhibit is about these families. Starting in 1808, with Abigail and Sylvester Goodenows. In 1828, Pendleton himself had died in 1821. A new town was incorporated, named after a family with the largest land holdings. Its namesake and supervisor was Daniel T. Newcomb. The name Pendleton had already been taken by a small town in Niagara County. The surprising thing is that the Pendleton name continued to be used here. The name Newcomb didn't stick until after 1863, when the first post office was established, evidently where you get your mail counts. For 55 years in the 19th century, Nathaniel Pendleton was remembered in this area. Perhaps now he will be remembered again. It's huge. I want to see it.
I've seen it. It's been in the office for a year. Photo op.
Linda's working it.
So much.
Where's Linda? You have your camera over there? Okay, so it's got it. All right.
No way. Let's have fun.
Because they're flippers. How many minutes did you take a whole little sheet off?
Don't have some more. Hey, so we got a file on them. Sharpen these things. Everyone hang on. All right, so do you want to do some kind of like... All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Actually, Joan, do you want the honors of
No,
pulling the...
I just want
I'm
to
going to pull right over
see
this way.
it.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Woo!
All right.